Are we live? Are we live? We are live. What's going on, everybody? I hope everybody's having a lovely day, wherever it is that you are on this gorgeous planet. So, for today, as promised, we continue on the Professor Onyx controlled theme decks kind of theme that I've been going on for the last couple of streams. I took a little break over the weekend. I was, yeah, deep in the think tank, in the lab, mixing and brewing. And I've come up with a couple of things that I almost just can't wait to be over this control little theme that I had planned. Because what's up next is like a couple of little new ideas. Started off really from just a simple, I got influenced by other YouTubers and I sort of branched out on their idea, and then something just happened. And there's a couple of decks that I have in store for the next couple of days that are gonna blow your minds. So keep your eyes peeled. So for today, though, we are going to continue on this control theme, and today it's Witherbloom control with, of course, at the top end, Professor Onyx. This deck has been so much fun. It's crazy how it was a little bit more difficult in the past with this color combination to deal with everything, but now with the addition of Binding of the Old Gods and Mortality Spear, you can get rid of anything. Destroy target non-land permanent. That's anything on the board. So, you don't have to specifically put in cards that are for getting rid of enchantments or artifacts or planeswalkers, or this can pretty much do anything. The only thing it can't hit is hexproof or indestructible. And that's why we have, Extinction Event or Baleful Mastery. And of course, Professor Onyx's -3 is a sacrifice effect. So, we've got. That's why I call it total control. There's a way to get rid of almost entirely anything that an opponent can just throw at us with this deck. And we also make use of the learn lesson mechanic. So not only the stuff that you can see here in the main deck, but we've also got plenty of answers here in the sideboard. The lesson board, how people are calling it. The problem is with this color combination is card draw. It's been, you have to really dedicate like a full playset, an entire slot in your deck to something just for drawing cards. And if it doesn't also have something else to do with the deck, it tends to sort of not work and it be as consistent as I'd like it to be. I always had that problem when trying old Golgari decks. So now with the introduction of Callous Bloodmage, it's such a, I think, under talked about card, a little bit of a sleeper, because on the same 3-drop on the curve, there's also the Witch with the Ward ability and the Magecraft that all the pest decks are using. And this is in the same position on the curve, so everyone would much rather play the Witch. Whereas, if I'm not playing a pest theme deck, which this isn't, it just coincidentally happens to have a little bit of pest creation, but it's a control deck, then the other ETB effects on the Callous Bloodmage are amazing. So, the one I'm using most often is draw a card, which helps keep the hand full. That you can also draw cards in this deck with Professor Onyx's +1, of course, and in a way through the learn ability. And we've only got one learn card. It's a Cram Session, but you'll see it's enough. Because often we get to the point where we're completely kind of running low on cards. We've filled our graveyard, and that's where Heartless Infinity comes into play. And it's instant speed, which is great. You can play it on your opponent's end step, grab your entire graveyard, 20 cards in your hand, and at that point it's pretty much game over. It usually happens late game. You've got plenty of untapped land, and you can just, win just with Professor Onyx's Magecraft ability. So this is another way of kind of replenishing our hands, which has been a lifesaver. I hope to showcase it in the games after this. Then we've got some ramp, of course, with Cultivate, and in a sense also Witherbloom Command. I'm finding it's kind of this is where the home it's supposed to be in, rather than the pest deck where it was kind of useless. The various options and flexibility of this card fits better in this type of deck, because even if I'm milling 3 cards into my graveyard, which then is in a way card draw because I get to draw a land back, and it's also ramp because I get a land. It doesn't matter if the stuff's going into my graveyard, because then I'm going to anyway fish it out later with Harness Infinity. Then often I've used the target opponent loses 2 life, you gain 2 life as a last little trigger on the Professor Onyx, which also gains me a little bit of life. So great. And then the occasional time when the incredible new discoveries that I found this hits, where it says destroy target non-creature, non-land permanent with mana value 2 or less, has been on the ultimatum decks, Wolf Willow Haven, or whatever, the little 2-mana enchantment that they put on their mana on their lands. This hits that. It hits the Maze Mind Tome. It hits the Eerie, that thing that spawns little griffins in the life gain decks. So occasionally comes into really handy. And then the rest is just control, baby. 3 Bloodchief Stirs can also target Planeswalkers. 3 Heartless Acts. Oh, by the way, Callous Bloodmage, all your cycling decks, which are going rampant at the moment. Boom, drop this guy on the battlefield, exile their entire graveyard. Your Rakdos decks with Rock Croxa, boom, exile their entire graveyard, gone. Rogues milling you out, boom, you cast it on your own graveyard, they lose all of their things that they can do with the full graveyard. So Callous Bloodmage, I can't stress it enough. Of course, 4 Extinction Events, 4 Mortality Spears, and Mortality Spears cost can be reduced to 2. So if you cast another instant, trigger Professor Onyx's Magecraft, you gain 2 life. Your Mortality Spears cost drops by 2. We also have the occasional, I won't always use this to draw a card, or I won't always use this to exile. I sometimes create a pest if I need an extra blocker and a little bit of life gain. Then that also can trigger the Mortality Spear, which is great. And then Baleful Mastery, which is becoming my new favorite sort of instant speed Planeswalker removal. It can be cast for 2, which means the opponent gets to draw a card, but sometimes that's okay in a pinch. And then, like I said, the only card that we have in the deck to go and dig around in our lesson board is Cram Session, which also triggers the Mortality Spear by gaining us 4 life and also keeping us in the game sometimes. So the whole point of the deck is, of course, just to get, ramp up, get Professor Onyx out like turn 5 with Cultivate, and then just start getting the triggers off and then winning by ultimating, as all the last couple of decks have sort of been. But the difference in this deck is that we have 2 ways in the lesson board if they do get rid of her, and we've also got 3 copies of her. But if they do manage to get rid of her and not exile her, we can get her back from the graveyard with Confront the Past. So plenty of ways to get Professor Onyx back, also with Harness Infinity sometimes. So, I've never had a game where it's actually performing really well. Like I said in my Facebook post, if anyone's following me on that end, the... what was I saying? Yes, I forgot about it. 65% plus win rate on this deck. As I've mentioned before in my other videos, I tend to play test my decks, 30, 40 games before I make a stream on one of them. So I'm confident of what I'm talking about. I've got 65% odd win rate with this deck at the moment in only Mythic. So, all right, I think that's enough description. The mana base is quite simple. I'm running 1 Castle Locthwain just in case I need a little bit of extra card draw. 7 Swamps, 6 Forests, 4 Darkbore Pathways, 4 Snarls, and then 1 of each Temple and a Campus for scrying. Let's jump into the games. Oh, hope no one saw that. That's what's coming tomorrow, or the next day, the day after tomorrow. What up? Rob Davidson. So I dropped down in testing right down to 84. I'm really looking forward to kind of climbing my way back up today. Fingers crossed. What's Rob playing? What's Rob playing? Dimir. Dimir. Another way we have of drawing cards, which was a problem in this color combination, is through our lesson. I do need another land though, regardless. Come on. Interesting. Interesting. Ay. Ay caramba. Esper Flyers. Interesting. I find there's a lot of new weird stuff happening as we approach the end of the season, as we approach rotation. People are getting bored also, like this sort of, I'm experiencing it, it's kind of a fatigue with the current standard. You know, I feel like I've done everything. I'm going back and trying some obscure, weird, janky stuff just because I'm sort of running low on ideas. And everyone else, I feel, you know, except for that top 1,500 people that are all actually battling it out for, you know, professional careers and that. Here in the lower mythics, it's turning into Janksville, and I love it. So I'm not targeting. And these are all odd. And then he doesn't get any of his triggers. So, it's terrible weather in North Italy. I've got a bit of a cold. Okay. Let's draw some more cards. Nice. And some more. Very nice. Now we're up to the required mana for Professor Onyx. Now we just gotta get her out of our deck. We've got 3 copies, so it shouldn't be too hard. My assistant here is telling me we have a 7% chance to draw Professor Onyx. Opponent. Another land. Well, he wants to counter this. Okay, so there's no counter. There wasn't that little pause there, unless it's a, you know, negate, which wouldn't have countered a creature. So let me draw another card. Another land. Let's thin the deck of lands then, in that case. Oh, whoops. That's first game of the day. Sorry, guys. No block. Just gonna want to use it for card draw now. I've gone and put 8 in my graveyard with that silly mistake. And I want to move myself away. I'm gonna try this side over here. Then you guys can see my graveyard. I think it's better. Let's get rid of that. Bye-bye. This is looking good. These guys don't tend to have much card draw. So, you know, when he's just top decking, no problem. Truly and honestly, no problem. He does mill one card. Bugger. I'm happy to have that milled. Yes! Yes!
That's Professor Onyx to you.
Definitely you.
Come on, there's gotta be something useful.
Evil lone fox laugh. Well, that's both odd. I think we have a perfect target for our Extinction Event. Then he doesn't even get to learn.
You're quite the pest.
Woohoo! The ultimate replenisher. Odd. Bye-bye. Toodaloo. So now we're going to leave that other one. Because then we can, you know, get it again. In case we really need it. No problem. I can have it cost 2 less later, but it's okay. Rob skips, scoops, scoobity scoops. Bye bye. That was nice. See if we have anyone in chat. I need to invest in a second screen so I can have, you know, YouTube chat on the side. See, you can never lose without, you know, when I'm wearing the lucky hat, nothing can go wrong. Kylo Ren in the house, watching over. So now that is a perfect example of a card hand we are going to mark again right away. Goodness. Well. I need to up just one land, take up something. Not sure yet, but I'm starting to. I've you know, for the longest time only ever ran 24 lands in any of my decks, but I'm thinking that 25 is case in point. Mono black. Graveyard shenanigans. Tap land. We're anyway going to cultivate next turn, so it's going to shuffle the deck. Huge deck. Had to have some tutors in it. What's he looking for? So there's a weird homebrew. More jank. I'm loving it. Honestly, these are the best times for me on Arena. Don't get me wrong, I enjoyed, early in the month when I was, all excited about being in the top 500 and stuff, but this is way funner. There's no two ways around it. Let's just use this. It's probably got Malkir's Rebirth. I had a feeling. Another card rotating out with Eldraine. Oh. Okay, so we can get rid of him with 1. And we can get rid of him with Odd. That little hesitation as he's like, whoop. And off she goes. Is that exile? No. Okay, that's fine. It's fine. We're fine. We have this, remember?
There has to be an answer here.
Okay. Watch this. I'm gonna do it twice. I don't know if I should have made a pest there instead, but that's okay. Removal. The plan continues.
Witherbloom is just as dark and musty as I remember. Never thought I'd miss the library.
There you are. That's what I was looking for. Cram Session. Okay. Discard all the ramp. Don't need the commands anymore. Can probably get rid of some of all this removal, but I want to keep at least one event. Okay. Back up Onyx. Back up to 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And then let's just grab one of these for later, just in case he has an answer for Onyx, then we can go grab her again. I don't want to have to harness Infinity again so soon. Then, this costs 3, so we can't get rid of it. I was hoping that would work. Let's go see what we can find. Oof. Yes, that'll do. We've gained life. That means it costs only 2. Bye-bye banger. Up to 21 health. Get another Bloodmage on the field. 2, 3, 6. We could draw another card even. Got plenty of life again. And we've even got some instant speed removal. Ready. You'll go. Back from the brink, baby. That was epic. I wonder when they'll scoop. You can never cram too many sessions. That's what I always say.
I never thought I'd miss the library.
I think if I do this, I can say submit 0. No, I can't. No. Okay, so then we'll just use nothing. We can wait. We can wait. Let's be patient. Two. Game over. The battle over my own Bloodmage. But if it gets exiled, you can't get the return. Sorry. I tried this card a lot. Yeah, no problem.
I do hope you learn from your mistakes.
Yes! What? 2 out of 2. Let's keep the ball rolling. This deck is so good. It's so good. It hasn't, I don't know. I always find an answer to everything. I find it to be so versatile. I'm really loving it. You know, it's slow, it's control, it's not my usual thing, but I found this has been like, I mean, there's almost nothing the opponent can throw at me that I can't answer. With the lesson board and fixed the card draw problem. Mr. Goblin Arcanist. And I went, I hope you guys all noticed, I went full Witherbloom, like Witherbloom avatar, Witherbloom sleeves on my deck, Witherbloom pet on my little pet guy. You know, when you've got them, why not? Campus down first, get rid of the tap land. Hopefully draw a basic land next turn so I can play my Snarl untapped. But anyway, we have nothing to cast, so even if I have to play a tapped, it's okay. We can still get to Cultivate on turn 3 and then hopefully draw into a Professor Onyx. Just drop a quick hint for tomorrow's, the day after tomorrow's deck, the one that's got me all excited. I've done a little play on words on Professor Onyx, but I've called it Professor Phoenix. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. You'll see. Oh, you will see. Alright. I'll play this on... Anyway, it doesn't matter. I'll play it on black or green, doesn't matter. I'm going to draw one of each anyway with Cultivate. Search for. Ooh! Giants, eh? Been a while. If I look a little tired, it's because my son kept me up late last night. Yep. Get out, Tectonic. How are you, mate? Are you Tectonic? Double top scry. Ay caramba. Well, just have to wait to exile all of these giants that are going to be coming my way soon. I don't think his deck's good enough, unless it's the version of giants that's also running a lot of counter magic. I think we'll probably get this guy on the long run. It'll be a bit grindy. Why would you do that? You can't play it. I don't think. Oh, okay, okay. It's enough land now, deck. It's way too much land. Shakes head in disgust. Haha. Scry with the campus. Stop drawing lands now. Thank goodness we did that. Okay, so he's tapped out. Pretty much for counter magic. My goodness. It's thin, that deck. And there I was complaining in the last game about how I might up the land count to 25. And we go and draw nothing but land in the top 15 cards of our library. Typical. I know you're listening, Watsy. I know you're listening. Bone Daddy. Bone Daddy and the Hizzle. What is going on, mate? This is a little bit ridiculous right now. Unbelievable. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I think I bottomed a couple. So, what is going on? Yeah, bottomed one. That's like half of the lands in my deck in one go. Yeah. So these are both odd. Woo! I'll just get a draw off that, and then make a... Actually, no, I think what I'll do is I'll make a pest, and hopefully block the Bone Crusher. We'll draw a card. I should probably draw a card. Yeah, just block no matter what. Try and exile probably Bone Crusher. Total mana flood on this one, guys. Sorry. While the opponent's thinking, I'm gonna go get some water. Be right back. Right. It's worth a try. Oh, it worked. Whoops. I didn't see the Calamity. That's what you get for getting up in the middle of the game. Whoops. Calamity Bearer doubled the damage of all the... If I just blocked one of each, I would have been fine. So silly. Oh, well. Two 2-1 is the score for today's stream. Candy. 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 It's a little dodgy. But we can get a land from the graveyard. I think I'm going to keep it. Trust the deck. Elves. Magda, elves, thingy. Yeah, definitely. Magda, dragon, Goldspan dragon. Some disaster. What do you guys reckon? We keep this for Magda. Never mind. If you have a snakeskin veil, get rid of it now. Nope. Okay. Triple sentinels. So what happens is, for those of you who haven't seen it yet, essentially, because you can tap an untapped creature you control to add 1 mana of any color. You have Magda, which says whenever you tap a dwarf you control, create a treasure token. So you can create a treasure token without risking Magda in the attack phase. Let's cry. Draws a card. Still no land, looks like. Just a bit of a sigh, and also it doesn't look like they're getting Magda. But this is already a lot of mana. They can tap 4. So let's just get up to our Professor. And keep the scry for next turn on the temple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm hoping to get a Extinction Event or something. Now more than ever. Oh yes. Extinction Event would be mwah. No such luck. In that case, let's scry. Create a pest. And now the question is, do we get rid of the human so the Love Struck Beast can't attack? Or do we... no, let's just gain some health. Let's keep ahead in value, no? More lands, more options, more cards in hand. We'll get rid of this stuff next time. So we can still block the beast. Maybe it's not the Magna deck. Maybe they're just using this for, you know, general ramp. Today, what a day. He's pretty screwed if he's got any sort of well, you know, another Heart's Desire or something like that. Okay, we can get rid of that. What is going on? Land flood again. Getting creamed here. Getting creamed. Mr. Candy. So, 2 wins, 2 losses. 50-50. Bad. It's a bit weird. These guys just gotta empty their hand. 3 in a row. Yeah. Sure. a perfect target here for our Witherbloom, as I mentioned in the intro. Opponent's down to 2 cards in hand. There it is. This was rubbish. Get rid of it with Baleful Mastery. You know, if we draw a sweeper, then even better. Off you go. And I'm going to grab some card draw from our lesson board. Lovely. A little bit more card draw. Got it? Some blockers up while we dig for our Professor. Trying to stabilize the board a little bit. Okay. What are you going to go fetch? Generator? Goodness, this land situation is getting a little bit ridiculous. Finally. So let us get some life gain. Thin the deck a little more even. And let's see if he plays something else. If we can get a double kind of whammy with the Extinction Event, it's better than just using it on one. Because you can't use the protection on LC to... Protection's only for targeting. No problem. I mean, you can only fit, yeah, so I'll probably do it an even. Goodness gracious me. Third game in a row. I don't know, man. How many lands? 1, 2, 4 plus 4, 8, 9, so 10, 11, plus 7, 18, plus 6, 24. Aha! Bye-bye! Oh, that feels good. That feels so good. I just grab a Mascot Expedition. We've got so much land. Exhibition. I wonder why they didn't include a pest in here. It's like all the houses, not with a blue. What have you got in your paw? Billionth land in a row, gentlemen. I shouldn't have gone with the auto tapper and kept up mana for a scry next turn. Still haven't quite. I haven't been running these campuses in my decks long enough to remember yet. If I draw another land next turn, I don't know what. Alright. Ta-da! There she is. Hello, Professor. Ooh.
The essence of life is inseparable from the essence of death.
Watch this.
Let's go digging.
Opponent's end step. We've got the mana for it. Get a trigger off of the Professor. And then start the turn with 14 cards in hand and a massive board of cards. Oh, yeah. I should never complain about my deck. I should keep my mouth shut. Came through. Professor Onyx into Harness Infinity. Perfect. Yeah. I don't care. I do not care. I can get rid of that very easily. I'm gonna get rid of a few things here. So. Boop. Yes, I'm waiting. I was really hoping to get all of these triggers off with an Onyx on the board, but so is life. I'm going to put all the Cultivates back in the graveyard after.
New job, new life, new opportunities.
Still got 4, 5, 6, 7 mana up. It's in the bag. Ooh. Could even just do a secondary Mascot. I like that. Oh. Nice.
There has to be an answer here.
Swing in with everybody that can swing in. What I've learned about these streams is that I'm the best winner and the sorest loser. Then again, aren't we all? I think those who look like they aren't are just really good at pretending they're not. Oh, come on. The salty rope of doom. What have you got to think about? Oops. Oops. Anybody sees this guy? Mr. Bad? He's a salty roper. Whap, whap. Salty rope identified. Whap. You'll go. You'll go. You'll go. Oops. Oops. Good game. Good game. Hello. Hello. Nice. It's a problem with mono white. It has to be more designed as an aggro deck because you just run out of cards. And there's still not good card draw in white. Vitalize, 1 card, gain 3 life. The instant Defiant Strike, 1 card. There's the Cleric. Something like a Ambassador or something or another. Do they really think that I'm gonna ruin my rank just for waiting a couple of minutes? I should come up with something to do during these moments. Like Mono Black Magic, he just whips out his reading glasses and starts reading ancient Japanese haikus. It's perfect. Yeah, I'll read the Witherbloom Tome. Tome. Tomb is where you bury people. Okay, scoreboard 3-2. Deck really doing exactly what I wanted it to there. I mean, you guys saw that. He was screwed. The instant speed, swap graveyard with hand on the opponent's turn, start the turn with a bunch of mana, Onyx on the battlefield, and just start slinging spells and get rid of everything. If they don't scoop at that point, I don't know what they hope to obtain. And we got rid of 2 of the Aries that were going to be his token producers with the Witherbloom Command, which is lovely. Mad Dog. Alright, Mr. Mad Dog. It's all like Donkey Kong. Oh, we've already got pretty much enough mana for Professor Onyx. Ooh. Probably Magecraft. With the Dragon Guard Elite. Interesting. Yeah, I had an idea along these lines. I am almost certain Dragon Guard Elite is in here. You go. Alright. See, sometimes it's okay to let them draw a card. I'd much rather they draw a card than have a, that would have been a 4-4 or something next turn, slamming you in the face. Oh, goodness gracious. Get rid of the one that can attack. And then everything's even. I wonder if he'll just scoop right now. Yeah, Magecraft. Okay. Cultivate and Cram Session. Not sure why I'm going to go fetch it. Against the Lumimancer. Probably just best to draw some cards. Hope for another sweeper or something. Otherwise, I can. He's probably going to keep putting counters on the Clever Lumimancer, and I can. You know, it'll then be the biggest creature on the board, and I can use the -3. Magecraft is disgusting when it goes off. Nice. Watch this.
If I won't be given a sorry, you don't make the grade.
Okay. He's definitely gonna go for Onyx, which is fine. The nice thing is, we can Heartless Act. The Mentor now. Gonna take 4 next turn. Unless we, well, I mean, okay, we can get into life now. 4 life, which is great. It's time for an exhibition. Got the mana for it. Goodness. Oh, goodness. Full counters mission. Magecraft counters.
The essence of life is inseparable from the essence of death. Watch the life essence fade.
Oh yeah, and we're back. Let's keep a spare in case he has some removal for the Professor. I don't think there's much here. I mean, yeah, okay. Elspeth conquers death, something like that. Go.
I have impeccable study.
Can get rid of anything he plays at instant speed right now. Thanks. Even if it's good game. Yes! Phew! So as you can see, always an answer. So we've been streaming for an hour. I want to fit in one more game because I'm having too much fun. Last one. Let's end on a bang. Come on. Then I'm going to just quickly, go back through the deck and discuss a little bit of the, what we learned along the stream and adjustments I might make to the deck. And then also a little bit of a spoiler for tomorrow's deck that's coming up before we call it a day. Anatoly Russians. The Russians are coming. That's a nice hand. I'm okay with that hand. Just need to get one land. Seems to be the mantra of all my hands today. I don't think we've drawn a single 3-land hand the whole time I've been playing. Every single hand has been 2 lands. We've got some ramp, we've got some card draw. Double Professor in the house. Double Professor. Oh, behave. Oh, behave. If we don't draw a third land, I'm gonna attempt the mill 3. The only thing I ever am scared of milling is both of my harness infinities within the same mill. Then I've got no way of getting anything back out of the graveyard, or except for the lesson card for Confront the Past for Professor Onyx. Okay, so it is time, and we can even get rid of that pest. Do we care? He might use it to sacrifice for some reason. Looks like we're playing a tokens deck. So I think, yes, let's get rid of that. Even though he gains a bit of life. Do hit a land. And echo. Inkling. Problem. Now I'm just waiting for that, what's it called, the Devastating Finale? Something like that. Now we can get a basic land in hand for next turn, so then we can play the Snarl. Lovely stuff, lovely stuff. 4-5 mana next turn. If I just get rid of... I'm hoping you'll play the 4 mana enchantment now. Anatoly? Anatoly Tveritnev. Anatoly Tveritnev. If any of my viewers are Russian, let me know if I pronounce that nicely. I did a play in high school where I played a Russian woman with a fake breasts and a wig and everything. So much fun. Okay, so I mean, I don't want him to look at my hand, and I don't want him to get rid of my graveyard. So we're definitely gonna Mortality Spear his Elspeth's Nightmare, but we're gonna do it after a Cram Session, which means it will only cost us 2, so that's 4, and then we can get a card in hand for some card draw. Cram Session. Or should we just Containment Breach it? Yeah, I think that's better. And I get to keep the Mortality Spear for something else. Nice. Professor Onyx next turn. And +1. Ooh. Okay, so that's odd. We're definitely getting rid of you, buddy. Yeah. It's our best bet. This card is really good. And I love the flavor. Okay. Interesting. That's fine. What? I guess. Bloodchief's Thirst. Yes!
New life, new opportunity.
You deck for listening. We need to fill up our hand again. I hate being, playing on the side with the that's having to rely mostly on top decks. Luckily, we can draw a card with Professor Onyx every turn. Hopefully, draw into our Infinity, Harness Infinity. We can do some shenanigans. Tolly, deep in thought. He has to exile 2 cards from his graveyard every upkeep. Okay, with that, we can just go for Professor Onyx's ultimate rather than, Fine. Also not a problem. I can double block with these guys, even though you got Menace. Lancich is really getting a little bit annoying.
I have impeccable study habits.
I'll keep it. Okay, so Onyx is going down to 6. Can't get our ulti off. But at least we're not taking that damage to the face. I mean, there's no way he goes for face. There's that lesson that exiles planeswalkers. During playtesting, that was there it is, Necrotic Fumes. He's definitely going to go for it. Clever, very nice. Swing in first, get the life gain, then get rid of it. Okay, now we need to start the plan B. We need to start digging for ways to get Onyx out the graveyard, or the third copy that's in our deck in our hands. So definitely drawing, even though we're getting perilously low. Undo. Z. Okay. It's another, super janky homebrew. I like it. I don't know what the real plan is here. I had a feeling it was tokens, and then then Egon came down, discard. Not sure what's going on here. Is. That took a while to think of, and for nothing really. Now we're talking. Running low on options, where I like my opponents to be. Oh goodness. We need one of our Cram Sessions to get some card draw, or one of our Callous Bloodmages to get... A never-ending flood of land, baby. Or, you know, the Harness Infinity now would be great. Okay, so let's use it on the opponent's end step. It's always better. 21 cards. Watch this. Lol. 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 Epic. Epic. I love it when my deck just listens, you know? Untap. Full hand of nonsense. Where is our copy of? There she is. Whoop. We can get rid of you with a Containment Breach. Make it a post and some light. We can. What else is going to trigger? Grab one of those in case he gets rid of Onyx next turn. We can gain a bit of life, a few more cards. Ooh, you know what? I'm going to do it this way. On my own creature. Back up to 26. Oh, life's good. Swing in. Oh, how the tables have turned. So now let's get rid of all this. The ramp we don't need. The lands we don't need. Okay, so that's it. I'm going to call that a day. What a great run. So we went 5 games won, 2 games lost. So out of 7 games, 5 wins. That's rather nice. I hope that really illustrates the power and potency and sort of flexibility of this deck. We went up against a bunch of... We didn't really get to play a lot of meta decks. There was a lot of random janky builds, but you know, I felt like we schooled those guys. So as promised, let me just go quickly through sort of what I came up with while we were playing it. If there's any changes I would make. If there's any changes you would make, please let me know in the comments down below. I find sometimes I can't think of any better card draw for these colors, and I don't want to put in a Maze Mind Tome. I wouldn't know what to take out. So I think it's actually pretty perfect. I mean, we've even got Castle Locthwain for the odd bit of card draw. It was never a huge problem. The main problem was the lands, actually. So, I mean, it's 24. I'm going to leave it at that. I really think I'm going to leave it at that. Sideboard's also fine. I mean, because we can get rid of artifacts and enchantments with sometimes Witherbloom Command and anytime with Mortality Spear, I was thinking I could drop 1 Containment Breach and put in another sort of handy lesson. But I don't think which I would put in instead. So I think I'm going to leave it at that. That's Witherbloom Total Control. I hope you enjoyed the games. If you do like what you see, of course, I'd appreciate your thumbs up down below, and of course give it a sub. And if you click the little bell icon next to the subscribe button, you'll get a notification when I stream live. The other places I'm active is on the MTGA Arena Facebook group. I always post there when I'm about to go live. Oh yeah, and as far as a sneak peek for what's going to be going down tomorrow, I've been working on a way to break Double Crackle, and the previous version, oh goodness, I've even deleted it because it was just not happening. I was trying a version with Teamer colors to have better ramp, and instead I just went on a full Prismari control, bunch of counter spells, lots of removal, learn ability, great little sideboard, and then you just and make a bunch of treasures, and then you'll see. But we've gotten Crackle off in play testing for 40 damage to the face. Boom boom. It's pretty busted, and I hope you enjoy those scenes tomorrow when I come back. Same time as today, around 9:30 a.m. US Central Time, and around 3:30 p.m. European Central Time. That's it for the day. This is Lone Fox from the Brew-Lab signing out.